call you for more because this was a very interesting time in our government. But my main task was as intellectual, giving ideas about how do we implement that accord, because it had so many requirements which were new, and Kibaki himself had been used to being recalled from Makerere by Boya and Odinga to come and help. So he knew how to tap into our knowledge, even informally. So I did that work, and then he appointed me the CEO together with an ODM colleague to head his campaign for the new constitution. I had worked with the campaign for the constitution in Naivasha as the head of the think tank. Then finally I headed the campaign. We won 70%. And I remember as we were waiting for him to make his speech at Kenyatta International Conference Center, I was asked to go and have a conversation with him, and the only thing he could not comprehend was why the church was so vehemently opposed to the constitution. And I said there were so many issues at stake, and eventually I didn't have an answer. I don't think he had an answer, but he could see he was really bothered.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to Martin, let's just cross over to Parliament a bit. We shall come back to you, Professor Kagwanja, because we can see, yes, we have the military there now who are paying also their last respect today, being the third day. This is the formation of the KDF. We could see the Kenya Army, also the Kenya Navy, and the Kenya Air Force that is led by Brigadier Jeff Nyaga, who is a rank above them. And now they want to dismount the casket that is bearing the body of the late President Mwai Kibaki, and thereafter that will be wheeled into Parliament. But before then, they will stand on ceremony and observe also the national anthem. Also, hymnal will be, of course, played by the military band. And then that body also will be taken to Parliament, where you have the final day today and a handy opportunity for you to go and observe the body of the late President Mwai Kibaki. Remember, that particular state function was opened by President Mwai Kibaki, who is the Commander-in-Chief and was the first person to view the body on Monday morning. And today is the last day. Then, of course, he will rest tomorrow, being Thursday, and on Friday we'll have the state requiem mass at the Nyayo National Stadium. So, any moment from now, we shall also be standing on ceremony as a country to just observe the national anthem there from Parliament, and then we follow the proceeding there with the military personnel from the KDF formation, who are the pallbearers here, as I've mentioned, led by Brigadier Jeff Nyaga. Let's just listen in a bit, and then we continue with you, Professor Nyaga, just to get the natural and we get the feel and the flavor of what is happening currently. Here, the national anthem has been played by the military band, and of course a hymnal accompanying the national anthem. And we have also the KDF formation now leading or wheeling in the casket bearing the President Mwai Kibaki's body into Parliament, where, as I've mentioned, you'll have a handy opportunity today to view that particular body. Remember, on Monday, after President, accompanied by Kibaki's family members and the Chief of Defense Forces, viewed the body, the next were also KDF service commanders, heads of other state security organs, speakers of the National Assembly and the Senate as well, majority and minority leaders of the National Assembly and the Senate, the Chief Justice and her deputy, the Registrar of the Judiciary as well, in that order. And Kibaki is the sixth state. Kibaki's now will be the sixth state funeral since independence. Others who have been recorded the honors after first President Kenyatta, former Vice President Kijana Wamalwa, Nobel Peace Prize laureate Wangari Maathai, also former First Lady Lucy Kibaki, and second President, of course, Daniel Arap Moi. The first was for the founding president, which was on August 31st, 1978, followed by former Vice President Kijana Wamalwa on September the 6th, 2003, and Nobel Peace Prize laureate Wangari Maathai on October the 7th, 2011. The state funeral observes very strict rules of protocol and also include pomp and ceremony as well as religious activities. And for a president, it is done with military tradition, since he's also a former commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And the tradition bestowed also as a final tribute began in 1852, just to give you a bit of history, with the death of Kentucky Senator, that is Henry Clay, in the U.S. Capitol, followed by President Abraham Lincoln in 1865. Kenyatta's body lay in state for 10 days, and national mourning lasted a month. During that time, his body was guarded by 16 officers and he was buried at Parliament's ground, where we have the mausoleum today, as it were. And so you might wonder why we have 10 days for President Kenyatta and 3 days for now President Mwai Kibaki. Remember, Kenyatta died in office, and that's why that was extended for a month, and then, of course, for 10 days. And remember, on Friday, the military is expected to conduct a full military ceremony for Kibaki. The formal ceremony, characterized by military etiquette, will begin at the Lee Federal Home, as we've seen this morning, because after this, in the evening, we'll still have the military personnel taking back the body to Lee Federal Home, where it will be preserved, rests tomorrow. Then on Friday, the same tradition as well. We'll have the military guard standing on guard now to also mount the body on the gun carriage, and that also will follow the procession all the way from Valley Road, Kenyatta Avenue. It will actually be Valley Road, and then to State House. And then from State House now, that body will go to Nyao National Stadium. As you can see, we have the military now with the KDF formation that, as I've said, from the Kenyans,
through humble gentlemen, but that's another matter. Well, after the 2008, as I said, the next thing was how to implement the National Accord and the Constitution Act. And I worked very closely with both the President and the Prime Minister on the constitutional matter. And we won the Constitution on August 4th, 2010. Then finally, it was inaugurated on 27th of August. I think that was the greatest day in Kibaki's life. And you can, and that picture of him holding the